After the big success with Warcraft 3, Blizzard announced something big, new, and risky.
Beyond the gates of mighty kingdoms lies a vast, unexplored world. A world of honor. A world of mystery. Danger. The world of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft was first announced by Blizzard at the ECTS trade show in September 2001. Development of the game started in 1999 and took roughly 4 to 5 years, including extensive testing. World of Warcraft used a modified engine of the Warcraft 3 engine. The idea of the game amazed many people. Blizzard promised an alternative realm, an open environment which its players could do whatever they want in their own way. They can create and customize their own characters, and that character would progress every time you played the game. What Blizzard promised, they had also delivered. World of Warcraft was a global hit, and before the launch of the first expansion, The Burning Crusade, WoW had already reached more than 7 million subscribers. At first, Blizzard only expected 400,000 subscribers, even though they knew they would need at least 1 million to break even on the game. However, World of Warcraft grew beyond their wildest dreams. It gathered so many players at start that their servers couldn't even support the numbers. World of Warcraft did not only introduce questing and exploration, but many different dungeons all over Azeroth where players had to band together in order to defeat the evil bosses. However, for the advanced players, there were raids. Raids are complex dungeon encounters that require up to 40 people groups, with the main boss at the end of the raid, which took a lot of planning and skill in order to defeat. However, in 2005, the players' skills were put to the test with the release of the first battlegrounds, Alterac Valley and Warsong Gulch, making PvP one of the most important elements of the game today. Ever since its initial release, Blizzard was adding more and more content in the form of patches. First most notable ones were the Gates of Ahn'Qiraj and the Shadow of the Necropolis, introducing group events and raids never seen as of yet. Blizzard realized the popularity of the Warcraft series and the fan base around it and decided to spread the universe outside the game, thus starting the Warcraft trading card game series, which was a competitive sport of its own. They also started producing high-quality figurines and toys for collectors. The Warcraft universe became so popular that Blizzard decided to make their own yearly convention, BlizzCon. The convention features game-related announcements, previews of upcoming games and content, Q&A session and panels, costumes and other contests, and playable versions of various Blizzard games. Blizzard, realizing the initial success of the game, decided to improve it with a new expansion announced on the first BlizzCon of 2005 called The Burning Crusade.
Imprisoned for 10,000 years,
Banished from my own homeland. And now you dare enter my realm. You are not prepared.
Two new playable races were added to World of Warcraft in the Burning Crusade, the Draenei of the Alliance and the Blood Elves of the Horde. Previously, the Shaman class was exclusive to the Horde faction and the Paladin class was exclusive to the Alliance faction. The level cap was raised by 10, making it 70, up from 60 established in 2004 before the release of World of Warcraft. In addition to that, a whole new planet, Outland, was released with associated quests, dungeons, raids, zones, creatures, and cities. At the start of 2007, the Dark Portal opened once again. Nearly 2.4 million copies were sold within the first 24 hours, setting a new Day 1 PC game sales record.
I was so sad I never got a collector's edition. Now I got my own collector's edition.
The new PvP arena system was first introduced where players could make their own teams and battle with one another in order to gain a higher rank. This feature spawned the competitive esport community in World of Warcraft. New teams were formed just like in Warcraft 3, and it became one of the main activities at conventions like BlizzCon. The main villain of the expansion was a character from Warcraft 3, Illidan Stormrage, the Betrayer, whose thirst for power caused the players to fight the biggest threat as of yet. His encounter was first introduced in the Black Temple patch, which was followed by other patches such as the Gods of Zolaman and the Fury of the Sunwell. Many new unique features were added in the Burning Crusades as well, such as the guild banks, the heroic mode dungeons, and an in-game voice chat option. On BlizzCon 2007, Blizzard decided to reintroduce the infamous human prince Arthas from Warcraft and make him the main villain and a threat to the world of Azeroth and all of its living creatures. The new expansion was supposed to be groundbreaking and introduce a lot of new features, such as an entirely new continent of Northrend, the new Death Knight hero class, level increase to 80, and also graphical improvement. They also introduced the new phasing system, where the player's environment would change depending upon the progress that player has made. On November 13th, 2008, Wrath of the Lich King was released.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas. Child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength. And I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. Truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
It broke its own sales record for the most copies sold within the first 24 hours, previously set by the Burning Crusade, with an astounding 2.8 million copies sold. After the release, World of Warcraft gained more than 11 million active subscribers, making the population of Azeroth bigger than many countries around the world. Many new features were introduced, such as the new dual spec system and some user interface improvements. The game was also updated in many patches, such as the Secrets of Ulduar patch, where the players could unravel the mysteries of the ancient titans. Players had to prove their worth for the final battle in the Call of the Crusade patch in the Argent Tournament grounds. And finally, the expansion was finished off with the patch 3.3, Fall of the Lich King, where players had to make use of all of their previous efforts, band together and defeat the Lich King himself. By this time, Warcraft was firmly established as a cultural phenomenon. TV shows such as South Park referenced the game. By the start of 2010, Arthas, the Lich King, one of the greatest enemies of Azeroth, was vanquished, bringing peace to the prosperous world of Azeroth. While the players were fighting for the freedom of Azeroth, the developers were working on the newest expansion, the Cataclysm.
Agony. My hatred burns through the cavernous deeps. Kingdoms quake beneath my rage. Azeroth will break. And all will burn beneath the shadow of my wings.
Unlike other expansions, where there would be an entire new zone, Blizzard decided to return one of their old characters, the evil, corrupted, insane dragon, Deathwing. Deathwing was responsible for the destruction of the entire world of Azeroth and the reiteration of the old zone. This gave Blizzard a chance to work on the original content from the start and improve it so it can compete with today's standards. With the release of Cataclysm, the maximum player level has been raised from 80 to 85. The game's two main continents, Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, have been redesigned with a changed appearance and some new areas. The quest system has been refreshed with almost 3,500 new quests, along with new and streamlined low and mid-level quests to complement the redesigned areas of Azeroth. 10 new dungeons and 5 new raids have been added, as well as a new secondary skill, Archaeology. 2 new playable races have been added, the Worgen for the Alliance and Goblins for the Horde. In addition, existing classes have been expanded to be available to more races. The major cities of Orgrimmar, Stormwind, and Dalaran have all experienced major changes. Lastly, the existing talent system has been overhauled. Traditionally, the game was kept fresh with multiple patches, most notably the Rage of the Firelands and the Hour of Twilight, where players had to face off against one of the biggest threats to the world, the Mad Dragon aspect, Deathwing, in order for their world to survive. Just when players managed to defeat the biggest threat as of yet, Blizzard introduces something completely new.
But soon, we will face a new chapter. An adventure unlike any we've known thus far. A mystery shrouded by superstition. A land of forgotten power and ancient magics. And a people that may well change the fate of us all. for all the challenges we have faced, and all the places we have been. Azeroth's limits have yet to be revealed.
The dense mists around the homeland of the ancient Pandarian race were unveiled. Thus, Mists of Pandaria was announced. Mists of Pandaria raised the existing level cap from 85 to 90. It introduced a new character class, the Monk, along with a new playable race, the Pandarian. The Vanity Pet system was overhauled and a pet battle system was added. Scenarios were introduced and challenge modes were added for dungeons. The existing 41-point talent trees were replaced by a new system of tiered talents that were awarded every 15 levels. Cross-zone realms were introduced, along with account-wide achievements and area of effect looting. The expansion also debuted new elements, such as a player-run farm and the black market auction house. As a model already established at the beginning, the game was refreshed with multiple patches. Subsequent patches introduced the Brawlers Guild, as well as heroic scenarios, several additional raids and dungeons, and scenarios in new battlegrounds. Two most notable patches were the escalation and the Siege of Orgrimmar. In Siege of Orgrimmar, we had to fight an unusual boss unlike none before. In Cataclysm, Garrosh, the son of Grom, was established as the leader of the Horde. Throughout books, comics, and events, Garrosh was introduced as the main villain and a corrupt leader. In the Siege of Orgrimmar, forces of the Horde and Alliance were gathered together in order to defeat the newest foe in the Horde's capital city of Orgrimmar. This was an entirely new concept, unlike specific boss thrones as seen previously. In 2013, many things happened to the Warcraft franchise. The trading card game was cancelled and a new online card game, Hearthstone, was introduced. Hearthstone is a free-to-play digital strategy card game that anyone can enjoy. Players choose one of 9 epic Warcraft heroes to play as, and then take turns playing cards from their customizable deck to cast potent spells, use heroic weapons or abilities, or summon powerful characters to crush their opponents. Since the summer of 2013, Hearthstone was in closed beta, and at the start of 2014 it went into open beta. It is set to fully release in 2014. On BlizzCon 2013, a new expansion and a movie in the works were announced. Warlords of Draenor is the newest expansion, estimated to release in 2014. The expansion is set after the events of World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria and takes place in an alternate universe on the world of Draenor, the original homeworld of the Orcs, prior to its destruction and the creation of Outland. The expansion will introduce many new features, such as a new world to explore, Draenor, level cap raised to 100, the ability to build and upgrade your own base, the Garrison, new character models, the ability to boost to 90 and play immediately, available for 1 character per account. A new game was also introduced, firstly as Blizzard Dota, and now as Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm is a free-to-play online team brawler, starring all of the favorite Blizzard characters. You can build and customize heroes from across every Blizzard universe to suit your playstyle. You can team up with your friends and engage in fast-paced mayhem across varied battlegrounds that impact strategy and change the way you play the game. Even though the 20th anniversary of the Warcraft universe is soon to come, the story of the valiant Warcraft heroes and their adventures has just begun, and the history is yet to be told.